to public comments. At this time, we welcome members of the community to address the board. When you are called, please come up to the microphone and state your name and your address and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Please direct all comments to the board. For established procedures, we will not respond to questions or interact with the speaker during public comment. Everyone who indicates that they would like follow-up from the district will get follow-up from the appropriate administrator. And a technical difficulty with this particular room setup, the machine does not actually, the board doesn't hook up, so we can't put the 3-minute timer up there, but Mrs. Davis does have it on her computer, so if you're speaking up there and you need to take a peek at her computer to see if you're on track, it's right there, so apologies for that. First up, it's Amara.
Last September at General Board meeting, I witnessed what looked like a forced vote on ratifying Common Card policy. Video transcripts are at Forest Hills Board of Education and Forest Hills for Just Education YouTube websites starting at minute 57:44. I have since engaged with President Fawson to better understand, and tonight is a postmortem of policy and public perception. Trustee DeBoer was concerned to vote on a Common Card proposal before ensuring that it safeguarded the public's free speech. She requested answers to her questions. President Fawson stated she was not given enough time. The conversation that was brought to light that divorce questions were asked 3 weeks in advance on meeting by phone. Divorce questions were submitted in writing 1 week in advance. Fawson answered up to 3/4 of the questions. Fawson wanted the questions assessed by Truin and said, quote, "I was not able to get back the answer from Truin before today," the day of vote. Fawson would not table the vote to answer questions despite it having done it the month before, and so the vote proceeded. Was policy violated? Fawson did advance procedure to Truin. This appeared to violate policy 2302B2, board members shall not act as board of one. However, 2406A7 authorizes the board president to contact legal counsel on the board's behalf. I have not seen any cloture policies in the board book. With my current knowledge, it appears that no policy was violated. Now, let me provide you with a perception check. Questions that cross my mind as a community member. Do the ends justify the means? President Fawcett stated, quote, "I wish I had more time and was able to get all the questions answered for you." If so, why didn't you table the vote until your colleagues' concerns were addressed? You did it once. Why rush to get a non-student related policy voted on? Vice President Govell stated, quote, "I view our main goal as a board is to seek consensus, but with that said, you don't have to vote yes." President Fawcett stated, "If you're not comfortable, you can just vote no." Why does a school teacher and an education consultant dismiss the opportunity to discuss and potentially educate a colleague? Would you dismiss your students' inquisitiveness? And how is dismissing a colleague's question any different? Trustee Tryon and Vice President Govell were brave. They were brave enough to speak their minds. Why did no one else on the board speak their position, either pro or con? Someday it might be you who is debating the argument without any perception of support. And lastly, to the community members, do you want board members who dismiss their own colleagues' questions and force a vote? Do you want your elected trustees forced to vote no because their questions weren't answered? Think carefully and answer that question in November. Good day.
Bob Gifford.
Good evening, board members. I'm Bob Pickett from Byron Center. I'm here tonight to talk about the safety of our students and staff. I know your security is good, but God has put a lot of things on my heart that I would like to share with you. I'll start with what happened in Perry, Iowa. I went to college in Iowa. My roommate was from Perry, so I have been there. Nice farming community where everyone knows your name. I never thought a school shooting would happen in Perry, but it did. Please don't think it won't happen to us. We need to be proactive in making our precious children and staff top priority. I was a Wyoming public school custodian for 22 blessed years. When all these school shootings started, I asked God, what can I do to help protect these children and staff? I could not look into the face of a second grader and tell them, I cannot protect you from a shooter. God has a sense of humor. He reminded me that as a pitcher in college, I hit more batters than I did getting out. So I figured I'd have a pretty good chance of getting a shooter if he came into school. This is my only defense that I had. I work at Costco gas station. A member came in and mentioned to me, he said, why don't we put veterans in our schools? I said, that's a great idea. The next day, a veteran comes in and I had a chance to talk with him, Chris Jansen. He has a veteran-owned company, protection agency. And I said, Chris, would you like to get your veterans in our schools? And he said, absolutely. I'll have some information to pass out after I'm done. Board President, I've got some couple bills, if you don't mind if I pass those out to you.
You can go ahead and give them to
Oh,
Val.
okay, thank you. I've got a bill from Texas. In Texas, their school boards went to Austin and they demanded guards for their children and staff. They have U.S. Marshals, they have SROs, they have police officers and retired veterans. I had a meeting with a Texas police officer. He told me about a bill in Michigan. It's a Michigan Public Act 330. He told me in Lansing, they have their own police officers in their public schools. There is funding, so please look at these two. Also, just passed, we have a bill from Lansing, 31AA, which you guys all probably know about. You're probably using it for your protection of your schools and mental health. There is a 3M film. It's a bullet-resistant film. There's a couple schools on here that have it. They would be happy to talk with you. I've seen a video of this. You know, we find out shooters with the assault rifles can get in with a matter of seconds. With this film, they cannot get in maybe 2 or 3 minutes. So this will hold them up until a police officer is called or somebody. Thank you for letting me speak tonight. If you have any questions, my name is on the top here. I'd be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Tom Demchuk?
I'm gonna pass.
Okay. Doug Lee?
Hi, I'm Doug Lee. I recently went to the curriculum meeting, and it's nice to know that the administration finally admits that we're on a decline in enrollment within Forest Hills. I've been saying this for almost 2.5 years. We've been on a 10-year decline of student enrollment, and even with school choice, we're still declining. But we continue to build buildings, build infrastructure, and at some point in time, you're gonna have to deal with that. We either deal with it now, or we deal with it when we have to decide what schools we're gonna close and sell. What I suggest, before you decide on look at budget issues, why don't you find out why the parents are leaving? Okay, there should be an interview process with the parent. Why are you pulling your kid out of school and deciding to go private school? There should be a third party do an interview process to find out why. These are the people you need to listen to because that's what's causing our enrollment decline. The people here in the school, they got their kids in the school. Talk to the people that removed their kids. Again, removing your kid from public school system from which you're paying taxes on, and paying another organization to educate your kids or even homeschool out of your own time, that's a huge cost. That's a commitment most people won't make. But these people are doing it. We're losing students, and there's a reason why. I know why. I've been talking about it for 3.5 years. Why don't you get in line with your curriculum and find out why people are leaving? But it is nice to know that the administration has finally acknowledged that we are on a decline in enrollment. Thank you.
Thank you. Andy White?
Andy, this is not the first time I've come up here to talk about transportation, and again, it's coming out because we are very short-staffed. I'm sure you probably heard some grumbles, you see the cancellations of buses. Just wondering what we're gonna do. I know that I've talked to several of you, and you have said it's kind of out of your realm of checking into why we're having issues and whatnot, but the question is, you know, we get these last-minute cancellations 2-3 hours before we're supposed to pick up kids or get them to the school, especially in the afternoon. If you have kids who are there and the parents are notified that they don't have a bus to get home, what are the parents expected to do? Find alternative transportations, friend, family, whatever. What are they gonna do if they don't have have so many people that are coming out and either going through part of the process or going through the process and leaving, and there's reasons why. You need to dig down and figure out why. The whole purpose of that transportation department is to get the kids there. You don't have the kids, all of this falls apart. We need a solution and we need a permanent solution. Start talking to the community,